Hello, Firstborn Storm 99 here. So, we finally made it to 50 subscribers, which means we're doing a special 50 subscriber unboxing video. We'll be unboxing 5 Beyblades, Master Diabolos, and 4 Sparking Beyblades. So, first up is Master Diabolos. The chip is Diabolos. The base is Master, which is flippable. And the driver is Generate, which is basically like Final Survive from Metal Fight. So I've already opened these up. So here is Master Diabolos. Let's take a look at Generate. So if you launch it hard enough, these wings will pop out and the tip will go in, causing it to go in attack mode. And when it slows down, the tip will come out, giving more like a stamina type. And here's right spin Master Diabolos. And then left spin Master Diabolos. The clicks are pretty good. And then along with that, we get this Master Diabolos LR string launcher. It's pretty smooth, and it's quite long. So that's it for Master Diabolos. We're going to move that out of the way. Next up is Super Hyperion, for which we have the Hyperion chip. The wing is super, and so basically, this is not the whole layer. The layer is the chip and the wing combined with the chassis, which is like the disc and part of the layer. And then there are 2 types of chassis: double chassis, which do not use a disc, and single chassis, which you can use other discs with. So here's Super Hyperion. It's actually, the clicks are pretty average clicks. Nothing too great. Chassis is 1A, which is supposedly the heaviest chassis out right now. Then the ring is super. It has these 2 big attack points that slope upwards, and then these 2 smaller ones. It's kind of reminiscent of Zweilangenus. So to put it in, you have to take the chip, put it in these holes right here, and then twist it. Take the chassis, just lock it in. So as for the driver Exceed, it's like a free spinning rubber destroy. Yellow part is rubber. So next up is King Helios. Parts for it are the chip, which is Helios, the wing, which is King, the chassis 1B or 1 balance, and the driver is Zone. So here we have King Helios. It's already stickered up. Starting off with the driver, we have Zone, which is basically like the Exceed driver, except instead of a rubber flat, it has a plastic sharp tip in the middle. Then the chassis is 1B, which basically reminds me of the Meteor frame, except it's much heavier. So this is a double chassis, which means it's integrated with the disc. So then we have King Helios. The King Ring, it's 5-bladed with these 10 smaller blades that don't really do much. And here is the Helios chip. With King Helios, it has 2 modes. A 10-bladed mode, where there's a big blade, then the chassis blade, then the big blade, then the chassis blade. And then there is also a 5-bladed mode, where the ring and the chassis line up to make 5 powerful attack points. Clicks are, again, I think they're slightly weaker than Hyperion's. Okay. And next up, we have Brave Valkyrie, which comes with the Valkyrie chip, the Brave ring, which has a lot of rubber, supposedly, on the chassis and the ring. The double chassis is 2A, and the driver is Evolution Dash, basically like Evolution that we got on Shozi Valkyrie back in 2018, but the Dash version. So here is the Brave Valkyrie. The clicks are pretty strong. Chassis is 2A, which has these big rubber blades. Probably a little lighter than 1A. And then here's the Brave ring, which has rubber contact points on the main wings and the sides, and it supposedly has this bound gimmick where, because of the rubber, oh yeah, and the Valkyrie chip. So something different with the Valkyrie chip than other chips is the fact that the slopes have these 2 little trunks taken out of them, and most people say it's to make Valkyrie less OP, but I believe that it's actually because that small trunk is taken out. When you get to the first click, the driver tilts a little, making it a bit more unstable, which kind of boosts the attack power. And then for the chassis, it's only supposed to have this mode where the blades are lined up, but it seems to have this other mode, which isn't really an official mode, where the rubber parts line up. I like to call it sword mode and shield mode. And that's Brave Valkyrie. And the final Bey is Mirage Fafnir. First we have the Fafnir chip. And then the Mirage base. 2 stamina and the Nothing driver. So here we have Mirage Fafnir. The clicks are not really that good. Probably because if they were good, Fafnir would probably be pretty overpowered. And then we have the chassis 2S, which is a 3-pointed double chassis. And then we have the ring, Mirage, which is actually quite small. If we compare it to Brave here, it's a little bit smaller than it. Then there's rubber all the way around, which is the first time a Fafnir has had this much rubber on it. And then here's the Fafnir chip. This time with just one dragon head. As for the gimmick, we have the nothing driver with the spring tip, and then here we have an alignment, so when the chassis points align with the ring, it's absorb mode. When the chassis points stick out between the big rubber blades, we call that counter mode, probably more useful with left spin Beys. Okay, so that's all the unboxing. We could probably go for a few test battles. First up, we'll have King Helios versus Super Hyperion. First up, King Helios, 3-2. Hyperion. And 1 point to Hyperion. Next, we're gonna try Mirage Fafnir versus Master Diabolos, both left spin. We'll be putting Mirage into counter mode. And generate just activated. And the winner is Fafnir by just a little bit. Next up, we're gonna have Brave Valkyrie versus Super Hyperion. Spin finish for Super Hyperion. And then we'll also try Brave Valkyrie against King Helios. And King Helios won that with a with stamina. Next up, Master Diabolos versus Super Hyperion. We're going to be putting Master Diabolos in right spin for this. Nope. And we're going to redo that. And it's a tie. Oh, looks like I need to clean the stadium. Next up, we'll be going with Mirage Fafnir in Absorb mode versus Brave Valkyrie. We might soft launch it. And Brave takes that one. So that is it for my unboxing of these 5 Beyblades for my 50th, well, subscriber mark. So thank you for watching, and you better subscribe if you didn't.